What is up, beautiful humans? This is Blythe Langford, your personal freedom coach. And I really wanted to tune in about this today because I've been speaking with some clients and this is like the next part of evolution in our soul journey right now. And how are you blocking or how have you subconsciously made wrong parts or beliefs about yourself that are actually preventing the biggest spiritual evolution of your lifetime, the biggest understanding and truth and owning all parts of yourself, yet we are so trained in our programs, in our beliefs, that we don't even realize how trapped we are in the construct of our minds, right? So exciting. So I wanted to speak with this because there are many of us, spiritual or not, that think that we are really free because we are in enlightened states of bliss, that we don't need to live in the normal world and deal with normal things like commerce or money or banking or legislation or the parts of ourselves that we consider to be ugly or bad, like limiting ourselves with food or limiting ourselves with bypassing things with exercise or meditation or nature or those sort of things, like escaping with drugs, sex, alcohol. So what I would challenge you to do is to dive into your edges. Look in your life and see where are the bits that you haven't really been tuning into fully that have the most growth for you because they are uncomfortable, ugly, or the parts of you that you have actually denied a little bit because somebody or yourself has made them wrong or not as good, or you don't want to look bad, or you don't want to look ugly, or you don't want to get fat, or you don't want to be seen as weak, or you don't want to step out in case you're ridiculed and rejected, or you are stuck in this place because you're actually comfortable because you've been in this place for so long that all you love to do is blame or shame or guilt the environment around you or the people around you or parts of yourself. That's why you won't change or you can't change because your family or your workplace or the people that you're around, they're a certain way. And rather than actually going within and having this own internal strength and confidence and introspection into what's really going on, it's so much easier to blame shame on external factors rather than going in and doing this deep inner work. So I invite you into this spiritual awakening, and it starts by going into the places that you haven't been willing to go into. You have known for ages that they exist in the background. They're the little things that keep you trapped and not actually free. Like, oh, I can't do that because that'll make me fat and I don't want to get fat because I need to look good. Or, oh my gosh, I need to get Botox and because all of those things, because actually behind my face, I'm insecure. Or I need to go to the gym every day because I'm making up for the size of my small penis because I actually have this thing that I have a small penis when you probably don't. Or I need to work on my muscles and get really fit and strong so that everybody can look at me and then I can have more self-worth. It's what are you hiding? Why do you need to put an armor around yourself? Why were you less than the other way? Or if you were training yourself to these beliefs, I would love you to challenge your beliefs. And really, when you're walking places or being all day, any day, get conscious as much as possible. We all slip into unconsciousness, but the more states of consciousness and awareness that we bring ourselves into, then we can really go into our beliefs and we become more spiritually evolved. We evolve our level of consciousness. We take ourselves, we're on the tail skirts of this spiritual evolution right now. So dive straight in, and it comes with the own awareness of what is actually going in within your mind, because remember, that 99% of our brain is subconscious, 1% is conscious. So if we are trying to change our whole world from this one little percent of consciousness, and yet 99% is unconscious, how do you think that's gonna go, man? Like, is that really gonna work? Like, we've been trying for all these years. How's it going? How is it going for us? So when we can actually get to know the parts of ourselves and challenge our beliefs and challenge everything in our lives, then we get the spiritual evolution. Because I know, and I have been, and I have seen many of my clients, family, friends that are like, have the perfect lives. Like, I've got the perfect life, I've got the perfect body, I do all of these things at a set time, I do this then, I do that then, and like everything is perfect and aligned and really great because I am so structured and da da da. It's like, are you free? Are you actually free? And are you evolving spiritually and consciously and energetically? Or are you trapped in beliefs that somebody else created for you, or society created for you, or you have created for you? You've trapped yourself in the stories of this reality that may be not even true, that is blocking your spiritual evolution and preventing you from going to these places that are already within you, right? So I challenge your beliefs. I would love you to challenge your beliefs. Look within at what is ugly, that what you have made bad or wrong. Look at and get to know every part of your being. It is the unconscious mind. It is the bit that we have been trained to be scared of or to numb, suppress, dull, or avoid. The monkey mind is not a monkey. We are the monkey that won't dive in and look at it. So dive into your mind, dive into all parts of your being. Right now, we were having a massive conscious awakening. Obviously, everybody is feeling all sorts of stuff. So allow yourself to get on the tail skirts of this moment in time and use and harness this energy to, rather than looking outside all the time, to go deep within. And all of the things that you have made wrong or bad about yourself, challenge it. All the things that you have made wrong or bad about somebody else, challenge your beliefs. This is the evolution of your soul that is available for you right here and now, so that you will have the biggest conscious awakening of your life, right? Spiritual awakening of your life. You are enhancing your ability to bring in and to say to the universe, I allow and I accept all parts of myself. And then you are opening up your ability to receive from the universe, from spirit, God, creator, Buddha, Allah, whoever you believe in, your highest state of consciousness, Mother Earth, whatever it is. When you open this container, first of all, the container's got to come from within. And then you open up that container to spirit, and you are at the same time working together on receiving more. You become that channel to open it all up and receive more. And you do, and you will, and you start to play with spirit. And spirit gets to like play with you, because spirit was always there wanting to play with you and wanting to give you all of like your, like, allow you to have the experience of all of your gifts within this lifetime, but you've been blocking them off because of your beliefs and what you've made wrong about yourself. When you were always perfect, whole, complete, the perfect emanation of God, spirit, in every single moment. So go into the parts that you have made wrong about yourself. I want to give you an example for this. I always love, maybe not love, because spiritual growth and evolution is uncomfortable a lot of the time, but the benefits from it afterwards are next level, right? So at the moment, I'm challenging this belief I have about myself, where with food, because I like used to have an eating disorder, all of the things, and just within the last 3 weeks, with this new level of consciousness that's coming through, and all of my gifts are coming through really like enhancing rapidly, I go back to eating like emotional eating, right? And so I just like changed the story of emotional eating into supporting love, and just that I fucking love food and I'm just going to eat and I'm just going to allow my body to turn into whatever it wants to turn into. And I always will love, acknowledge and accept all parts of myself, no matter how I look like and how that does not fit into society, and the why I've made that a certain way, because my mother was a fashion designer and she was always around models, and then in my previous career I was always around models as well, so needing to look a certain way was entrained into my psyche. So I am like going in deep, and you don't need to do this, but I'm going in deep to challenge this belief with the feelings that I have about myself now, which are I always accept myself in every single moment, that I am always perfect, whole and complete, and that my body is so fucking healthy that it can process how it needs to process, and it can feel and experience different feelings in every moment, and I just get to acknowledge every part of myself and fully feel whole and complete when I'm testing my boundaries. And maybe they were things that I had controlled or trapped myself into thinking a certain way, because no, you can't do that because that's like not healthy, being a naturopathic nutritionist, right? No, I don't eat after 7 o'clock because it shuts down my pineal gland. Oh no, I don't eat, well, I still am vegan, but oh no, I don't eat these sort of foods together because that combination within my gut creates like da-da-da-da, or I don't do this because da-da-da-da. So I'm challenging every one of my beliefs just to see what's present and just to see where my edges are, and creating a new belief system, or maybe I'm not going to create a new belief system, but really just knowing myself at that next level and getting to see what is there and what has been preventing me and what has been trapping me. And this is how I'm working with one of my clients at the moment. She's up to this stage in her program, and I love doing this with people in their programs. So I generally will do it together so that I can test myself regularly as well, and change and be aware of any thought processes that are actually trapping me and not causing more freedom in my being and my body, right? So I would invite you into your edges, the places within you that you don't like, and ask yourself, what is it? Why don't I like this? Why am I trying to be a certain way? Why would I think that being a certain way when I really want to do this thing? Like, I fucking love eating. Like, why can't I just eat whatever the fuck I want whatever I want, as long as it's healthy? Like, who cares? Or sometimes it won't be healthy, and like, who cares? Like, who cares? Do I care? Does society care? Am I being trained to be a certain way? Do I even want to like have this supremacy program going on inside my brain? Like, understand all parts of your being so that you can know yourself and start to get to notice all of the monkey mind for what it is, because it might be a family program, an ancestral line that's here, and then you've got a society program that's here, and then you've got your ego that's here, and then you've got your soul and your spirit here, and then you've got your guides and creator here. So when you can slow it all down and allow the 99% of your brain to not be as unconscious through like different practices, I get people to do meditation or breath work or working with nature, so that you can slow down and go into it, but not using them to avoid anything, because sometimes it's important to not do those things as well. Like, our tools are there to support us, but they're not there to bypass spiritual growth. Because a lot of people, and I used to do it too, I went to yoga for 15 years and I lived in a state of fucking bliss all the time, right? Like, my staff are like, and anyway, I was in bliss like freaking 90% of the time, right? And I spiritually bypassed so much that was there for me, and so much growth, because I was addicted to the dopamine and the oxytocin and all of the hits of like all of these things, that when I wasn't feeling high on all of my hormones, that I made that it didn't feel as good. So I didn't want to step into those edges. So now I don't do yoga anymore. I had an accident. I like, spirit works in such magical ways. I had an accident and I can't put any weight onto my arm. So I can't do yoga anymore. And so rather than needing to create that bliss from a dopamine hit or an oxytocin hit or having any of that, I just needed to get to a new level of normal, which is remembering that what is that? Oh, what is that? What happened? I don't know. Anyway, whoa, I don't know. Something happened with the light. Anyway, I can't get it back on. So it's about not needing to create a release of hormones within us that we can tune in and have these states of bliss and happiness and joy without needing a chemical to do it for us, even if it is our own chemicals, that we can resonate on that level of acceptance and love within ourselves, so we don't need to bypass anything, because we are perfect, whole and complete emanations of the most highest at every moment in time. And personal freedom comes from within, freeing ourselves from the programs and the beliefs that we have created, not only society, but we have created for ourselves, that trap us. Because most of the time it's we want to look a certain way, or we don't want to be rejected by people, but most of the time it's because we want to look or be portrayed a certain way. And that is our edge that we get to step into, because once we step into that edge and understand what is actually there and present for us, then we get to shift our beliefs, and there is actually more moments of freedom in there. So yeah, I just wanted to tune in about that, because once you can step into these bits and understand and accept all of these parts of yourself, that is the key to your happiness. Because at the moment we've got a band-aid level of happiness, like surface layer of happiness, where we are actually doing all these things, like I've got to do all my techniques, I've got to do all my tools, I've got to do do all of these things to create the happiness. Because once I do all of these things, then I'm actually really secure and safe and strong within my body, rather than actually not needing to do all of the things and creating that happiness and joy within our bodies and our minds within all time. So it's actually taking control back of our mind, rather than allowing our practices to help us escape what is in our mind, right? Just really knowing all parts of our being. And I would love for more humans, like, getting to know yourself on this level, and getting to know and accept all parts of your being, your brain, your mind, your body, your soul, your ancestry, all of it is freedom. It is the personal freedom. And when you're free, you're happy, and you resonate joy and love, and you don't need to fill up with addictions that are enslaving you and entrapping you and making you believe that that addiction is wrong. Because what if you had an addiction, but you just changed the story around it, and the story of that you had was addiction, but it just came that you were like loving yourself in another way? Because then once you can release the story that you've created around that, or that society has created that it's bad, then you can actually start to free yourself and discover what's there for you, and what happens in those moments when you reach for the thing that is your addiction. What is actually there for you? And so I just wanted to bring this up, because this has actually been a beautiful practice and part of the programs that I do, so that you can really discover all parts of your soul. Because I feel like a lot of people are bypassing so many gifts that are there for them, and so much awareness that actually makes their heart so happy, and reminding and allowing them to integrate all parts of their being. Because we don't want to deny any part of you. Every part of you is beautiful. Every part of you, every emotion, all of it. And especially when you acknowledge it, and especially at the moment what's going on in the world, it's like, just acknowledge it. Acknowledge what's there, because that's where all the growth is. That's where the freedom lies. That's where your heart gets to experience joy, love, satisfaction, fulfillment in every moment, because you are perfect, whole and complete always. And you come from that space with everything that you do, so that anything that you're creating in the world is a byproduct. It's not filling you up like a band-aid, because you are already full up with so much love and acceptance for yourself that you give to your external world from your overflow, rather than using your external world to fill you up with satisfaction and fulfillment. Because we all know that that's not long-term, like satisfaction. That is not going to fulfill you in your life. That is what is actually preventing you from your happiness, right? So go within, look at the parts of yourself that are uncomfortable. Get fat if you've got to get fat for a little while, and test your beliefs. And when you're doing the things that you don't like, how can you make it right in your mind? Fuck everybody else. How can you make it right in your mind, so that when you go create this new version of yourself that you are so fucking ninja stealth strong on the inside, that your heart is happy, full, whole, complete always, then fulfillment, joy, happiness, internal freedom, peace, love, gratitude, all of the yummy emotions are present all the time, and you get to live in more moments of bliss and ecstasy without needing to go anywhere or do anything or fill up anyway or achieve anything else. We're so caught up on our achievements of doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that and filling up externally, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a business, whether it be getting more money, whether it be getting more time, whether it be going on this holiday, that we forgot to look after our home, right? Like our internal home, all parts of our internal world, and loving every part of ourselves, whether it be that fat, ugly little kid that was inside of us. That's what we thought, but it was actually the most beautiful emanation of joy and creation ever. Or whether it be the kid that was bullied in primary school, or whether it was us raping somebody when we were younger, or whether it was us being a bitch or an asshole or a narcissist to somebody else, whatever it was, loving and acknowledging all parts of ourselves when they come up in this body, in this moment in time, and understanding what is there for us and present for us, so that we can integrate all parts of our being and never deny any of it, because it's all perfect, beautiful emanations of the Most High, right? So I just love doing this stuff. So sorry, I just like got off a client call and I was just like, oh my gosh, we've got to talk about this, because not enough people are, everybody's fucking avoiding and putting their head in the sand right now. And there is the biggest portal, there is the biggest opening 2020 in consciousness creation ever. So do not avoid your spiritual awakening. Go in, dive in. And if you need to, I know I reached out and got a new coach, and he is fucking the best, right? And well, like before this all happened, but like go into your edges, like reach out, get a coach, go and get somebody that can help you with your spiritual growth and your personal freedom. And if you don't know anybody, this is what I do. I freaking love my job. I love to go with, help people, guide them, navigate them through the depths of their soul so that they can figure out on all the levels who they are and love and accept themselves fully, wholly, always, so that they can express more joy and remember and remind themselves of who they fucking are on the inside, and understand all the programs and all the bullshit and all the noise, so that it can slow down and you can see everything for what it is. It's a beautiful harmony when you slow it down, and then life becomes a game of joy, right? You get to play with you, whatever it is that you believe in, like yourself, the creation, whatever it is, you get to play with how things show up in your day and what it is that you do and how you experience them, and feel joy, love, and happiness. So yeah, I just wanted to tune in about that, because that's what's been coming up today. And yeah, I hope that you dive into your spiritual growth and you don't deny it, because you're perfect, whole, and complete always. And we're here to have a human experience. So have it, feel it, every part of it, own it, love it, accept it, and choose. Once you've experienced it, rather than being avoiding it, then you get to choose if you keep it in your life or if you don't. And neither is good nor bad. It's just what you feel. So you're the creator, you are the manifester. So I love you, and have a beautiful evening, and dive into your edges. Mwah!